Good morning. It's day 3 here at OSW Drift, and look at me with my bottle. I've got a funny story, but until then, Showman is feeling like absolute garbage. Yep, he's mad that we got Subway again. Oh god. That's what we're going for breakfast. No, good old Showman Subway. Showman's a living meme. Literally. Yep. Alright, Showman, hold the NOS. Thank you. Yep. Don't get too high now, Showman.
Chill day. Spent some time trying to fix the over-centering issue with my S13, but wasn't really able to nail it, so I'm going to play with the alignment a bit and then play with this more next time. But overall, just good being at home in this thing. I love it. So after a long 3 days of a lot of fun drifting, we're back at the shop now. Alberto's with me, and we're gonna give you guys a little walk around of the system, since again I was gonna be like, oh, leading up in the video, like, oh, surprise, 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 and then, oh, we put nitrous in the car, but it's in literally the title of the video, so you already know that. What? What are you looking at?
Would the sticker tires in the C2?
No, I put those on just because Steven was driving it home, and I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't gonna pop tires because all the ones are recorded. But anyway, so let's show them the system, huh?
Look at that.
Well, all right.
What's that? What do you got there?
What's that? So.
But this is crooked. It's not how I put it.
It's okay. It's okay.
There.
So we kind of did this slightly in a budget, slightly in a rush. It was just kind of one of those things where it was a cool, funny idea. I wanted to see Ginger's reaction, and I wanted to drive this car but not be at a disadvantage with the other powered cars because this car is kind of slow. So, yeah, it's a bottle. I don't know how in detail we should go with everything.
Well,
obviously you guys can see that we have a gauge in the bottle. We don't have a bottle warmer yet, but with nitrous you do want to make sure you keep a consistent pressure so it doesn't like not actually spray properly, and they make bottle warmers that keep the bottle at a proper temperature. But what were you about to say?
Also, people are probably gonna ask, why is the gauge facing the side and not the top? Well, the bottle has a specific orientation. It has a tube that picks up like the nitrous from the bottom. It's like a liquid state, so you gotta have the bottle facing the right orientation, and then the gauge you pretty much either mount it remotely, or in this case with the side, and I cut a little opening so you can still read it from the side. It's pretty easy to see. So that's for people who are asking why the gauge is to the side. That's why. Also, if you take the cover off, very clean installation. Oh, watch out. I run the dash 4 line that comes with the kit. Make sure you secure. You don't want your line just wiggling and scratching everything. I run inside all the panels, almost pretty much like if you were to run power wire for a stereo system, so you get the idea. Then moving on to either the front or inside the car.
Yeah,
which
well,
show first?
well, we can move on to inside the car. Just 'cause I think it's cool. I know the bottle's not all the way open, but it doesn't matter. So in here, again, I need to go into more detail. It's hard because we've done this like so long ago that I forget like what I've said, because I have clips of like Matt and Taylor's reaction and of the car actually being tuned, which I'll put in after this. But yeah, it was just kind of like one of those fun little projects. Like, yeah, let's hide a bottle of nitrous in the Z, and then we kind of ran with it. And it took a little bit longer than we expected, just because we had to order a lot of little weird things that we weren't anticipating. But the switch right here, basically what Alberta did, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Kind of hard. There's a switch that he basically, you like welded it to the gas pedal, right?
Well, I tag welded it because I couldn't properly secure it with a bracket and L, so I was just so perfect. Just I cut a slit into the pedal bracket and I just put the little switch mounting plate and it's welded on there, so it will never move. So what the switch does is a wide open throttle switch. You have 3 criteria that needs to be met in order to activate nitrous in this car. First, we have the on-arming switch, which arms the system. So that has 12 volt power from the fuse box, so the car has to be in the on position to have power for that switch regardless. So it's a 4-stage security. So you have to put the car on, you have to arm the system with that switch, then that switch is also in series with the throttle full wide open throttle switch, so you have to be pressed all the way down in order to activate nitrous. And then moving on to the engine bay, we have a RPM activated window switch, which we choose the RPMs in which we want the nitrous to activate after a certain RPM and not to operate after another certain RPM, so the engine does not overrev.
Basically, if you spray nitrous, let's say until 7,500 RPM and your red line's at 8 grand, there's still residual nitrous. So if you spray all the way to a red line, it can cause some issues. So the safe way to do it is to have it cut a little bit before red line, and you don't want to spray it too down low either. But anyway, another cool thing, kind of a sleek purge button right here. You got to purge the air out of the lines, and we put the actual purge by the passenger floorboard, just so it wouldn't be too loud outside of the car.
The mist.
I think the bottle's empty.
Is it that empty?
It's either that or I didn't open it all the way. But
oh no, it's good.
It's really loud, like really loud. So people heard it anyway.
Do it.
But it was funny. There we go. We got the white.
So if you have a passenger and it's a hot summer day, they're trying to find a good solution to cool off. It's like, hold on, I got you. Just cool off their feet instantly, but it might include frostbite.
You know how hard this was keeping this a secret with all our friends always by the shop and stuff?
God.
Constantly throwing like blankets over the bottle and stuff. Like no one can know our secrets.
Do I go personal note? I want to like say sorry to somebody.
What?
I'm sorry, Marco. We're kind of like being kind of like odd with you for a whole week and kind of like being a little like evasive. And this was the whole thing because you work with Matt. We didn't want Matt to know, so it will ruin the surprise and the whole thing behind this build. So we kind of have to be a little weird with you the whole week. But no, it was nothing personal. Just because of this.
It wasn't Marco either. Wes came over and like Wes was like starting to walk up by the Z, and I kind of just like walked in front of him, like kind of like was like, oh, like Just kind of moved him over. He's like, "Oh, sorry, man. Like I didn't mean to be like walk up on you on like." Yeah, we were just trying to hide the nos. You know, this going through the extra effort of hiding in an engine bay was kind of pointless, seeing as no one was going to open the engine bay. But I still think it's great because you pop the hood.
We gotta go to the thing. Pop the hood. First thing you see is a bone stock 350C engine with AM intakes. Nothing else to see here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Perfectly bone stock.
Until you go back here and you're like, this little thing right here, what is that?
Well, the thing I'm opening, the hood passes normal opening point, so you can't really see it if I have a like lower opening. It's really hard to like look back there if you're standing from over here. Like, look, standing from here, you can't see unless it just looks like another like one of these covers.
It is very sleek. You can't see the lines. So if you guys look real carefully under here, you can see the foggers that Alberto put down here, and the lines are all tucked nicely. We were kind of stupid at first, and we only had one fogger, not realizing that the HRs were dual intakes.
They had one fogger, then we were gonna buy a replacement fogger. They did not have a replacement fogger to match that one, so I had to buy 2 new ones so they will be matching. So it's a Nitrous Express kit, and we ended up getting NOS foggers because that's what they had at the store, and we have to get NOS jets to go with those as well.
Yo, Alberto, you're a NOS fogger.
Sure. Okay.
He didn't get it. What?
Damn it, I don't have a screwdriver to take this off.
You don't need a screwdriver, that's what fingernails are for.
I don't think your
Ow.
fingernails are strong.
This right here is the RPM activated window switch. I probably should add that we did do a progressive setup on this car, which is kind of interesting. Martin has done nitrous on plenty of Z's, and he advised that we go with a progressive setup because a lot of times when you just spray a big shot at once, the car will kind of have a hiccup. And with a progressive switch, it kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, Alberto, doesn't it kind of like pulsate to basically ramp it up?
Yeah, instead of like just like it's like it like goes in smoother.
And we can control that too, so we can make it come in smoother, or we can make it hit harder if we needed it to.
So right now it's going in all at once.
The thing though, the only thing that I don't like about the progressive switch that I've noticed, it's harder to tell when the nitrous hits, so it's harder to tell when you're out of nitrous. Where like, I'd assume in Matt's car, where his is just all at once, it's like, like VTEC, it's obvious when it's not hitting.
So in this corner, we have the RPM activated window switch, we have the Nitrous Express progressive controller, we have the system relay, and then all the way back there, we also had the worst parts to install on that 350C, which is the RPM tach adapter, because we need an RPM signal, and the 350Cs do not have a RPM signal. It's through CAN. So unless you have a CAN controller or whatever, you cannot have a RPM reference. So what I had to do for that was I had to tap into the harness and literally take the whole intake off and tap into the power wire that goes only to the ignition coils and hook that up in line with the tach adapter. But then it splits into 2 heads, so I only got RPM reference from 3 cylinders, so I have to like pretty much put that in 6 cylinders and then set up the RPM targets just half of their actual value. It works, but you just like, it's really hard to get a full 6-cylinder RPM signal out of this. So you guys noticed we did take this car and have Martin tune it, and I'll put that footage in the video now, followed by the footage of Matt and Taylor's reaction. It's pretty funny. So anyway, here you go. Also important.
What?
You didn't tell them specific about the shot.
About the shot?
How much we're running.
Well, I think that's in the clips with Martin.
Oh, it is?
I don't know. Maybe not. But I mean, if it's not, I'll tell you guys after you watch those clips. Hello from the past. So this is the secret footage of the Z getting tuned on nitrous by Martin conveniently while he's in town. We had 3 cars for him to tune. So the idea is we don't have a proper window switch for the car yet. Sorry, my camera's super blown out. So we're basically gonna be manually turning the nitrous on and off on here when we think we're gonna have the window switch set up. And the idea, what Martin's gonna try to do is get the right pill sizes, so he doesn't really have to change the factory fuel map, since with the nitrous pills you are adding fuel and nitrous. If you can get those perfect, then when we add the window switch we can have it set wherever we want. It won't really affect the map. So we're gonna play around with that, figure out how much nitrous we want to run in this thing, and it'll be set. want to know the funniest thing? That's not even the nitrous. That's Martin's new version of his 350 Z-Tune that he specifically made because everyone loves flames. I'm not even kidding.
That's amazing.
I asked him if it was nitrous.
That's the
He's like,
tune, dude.
dude, he's like, everybody loves fireballs. He's like, once it warms up, they'll spit big ones.
Especially 350Z kids.
Yeah. Dude, that's gonna be sick. Jinjin got that.
Oh, it's gonna catch on fire. Yes.
Yeah. We'll have to make a little fire tip. Yo, can we have Alberto make a pipe? No, yeah, that comes through here and goes up here.
Yes, like this.
Yes.
That was actually the plan because
then it won't hit.
It won't hit anything when you drag.
But Alberto can't weld tie.
I know someone that can.
We have 3.5-inch ties at 3.5. That part is so good. There's no way that can be good for the car.
That's amazing. That's like that RX-7 level right there.
Where's Alberto? He'd be loving this.
He's inside uploading his video.
Oh boy.
Oh, this wasn't on?
No. So you might notice on the Z, it isn't really noticeable when the nitrous kicks in. It's kind of progressive. Martin had me get a progressive nitrous controller so it doesn't just hit hard like VTEC and it kind of ramps up to keep it smooth. So right now it's still really rich. So Martin's having us take away a little fuel and add a little bit more nitrous. Basically right now, since we don't have the window switch, he's manually activating and deactivating it. And since I drive the car mostly here, I'm gonna have him start killing it closer to 7,500 RPM. That way it tapers down to about NA power right around redline to keep it safe. So then we'll have that nitrous all the way up until there. Dang, dude.
Oh my god.
350.
That's a big jump.
Bro, 350 foot-pounds of torque.
That's a 100 shot right there.
My god. No, my car made 280, so that's like a 75
really?
shot, yeah. So the way that Martin set it up, I can still have no nitrous and be on the same map. He just pulled a little bit of timing out and it lost like maybe 5 wheel, which is nothing. Can we clean it up and just show like basically just the no nitrous versus nitrous? So ignore this part right here, but this is the difference. We picked up, wow, like almost 100 wheel. That's pretty crazy. Look at that.
Yeah,
just with nitrous.
Finish dialing in the progressive nitrous controller right here. It's set. It's right now set too long to engage. So once we get it dialed in to the point where the progressive nitrous controller is working on a bit of a longer interval, that will clean up.
Alright, so this is footage from the day before, but I wanted to somewhat get Matt's initial reaction because he's the person why I did this and hit it, because I wanted to see this reaction. When I rolled up to you next to grid and you heard it, I heard it, and then like, I was like looking at my car, and then I heard it, and I hear, I was like, And then Shulman's giggling. And that's when I knew something was up, because it wasn't like, oh, I heard something.
Dude, it's
and
been.
then you did it again, and I knew I was screwed from that point.
It's been so hard keeping it a secret. Yo, check this out though. Come here. You're good. You're good.
Wait, is that why you wanted all your interior pieces back?
No.
Oh my god, I got those for you.
Look, my traction control button, and it purges in the car.
It purges in the car?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, where?
Over there.
That's why you wanted those interior pieces.
No, I actually just wanted them for noise quietness, but yeah. So honestly, dude, it didn't really make that big of a difference. So I understand what you're saying, except for like, it let me run it a little bit faster in some places.
You dirty dog, you.
Taylor looks so mad. I want to get his reaction too.
Did you look under the engine bay?
Yeah, you
Wait, hold on. Just for clarification though, because you obviously run nitrous.
Yeah.
It's not like it makes that big of a difference.
It's like,
especially in second gear, like on this track.
in drift, it doesn't really matter unless your car literally can't even spin that size. On the run up, it'll help because you can accelerate faster, but in drift, nothing really. I benefit more from it on the oval where I open up third gear and I really need it.
I did it because if it came down to me and Matt as the two finalists, I just wanted to see the look on his face when I sprayed on that run up, because he runs nitrous on his Z. And I didn't want to run my S13 because I didn't want to crash it. So I was like, I'm gonna run the Z, but I was like, crap, it's not fast enough for some of these cars that people drive. I need nitrous like Jim.
Oh man.
You know how hard it was to set it up without asking you for advice? Oh my god.
You could have been like, on the S15, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought you were giving me advice about bottle warmer. I don't have a bottle warmer, so my pressure gets really low. What is my pressure right now?
It's probably at
650.
Yeah, that's low.
You need to be at like 1,000.
On the Nitrous Express kit is 1,000. On the NOS kit it's
So, I wanna find Taylor to get his reaction.
That's hilarious though.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
It was really hard.
Yeah, I did it just for you.
Oh my gosh.
Literally for nothing else. My car, I think, made 350 on the dyno with it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm still untuned.
Yeah. Well, if you do it right, it's not a big deal. I really want the Innovate gauge like you have, though. It's so much safer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sending and praying, dude.
The wide open throttle switch at least?
Yeah. It's wide open throttle switch with a progressive, like, hit, and then it's, I think, between like 35 or probably even higher. No, I think it's 3,500 to 74.
What do you redline at?
Like 8, I think.
Okay,
No,
so
75.
75?
I cut mine off at least like 400 to 500 before redline because you still get residual spray out of the lines as you go.
Yeah, no, I think mine cuts off a little bit too high, but I think we lowered it today.
That's probably why you're shooting massive backfires.
No, that's just the
I
tune.
know that's the tune, but like with it shoots bigger ones with the nitrous.
Yeah.
No, it does. I watched all the runs. It didn't do it as much, like anymore with the nitrous on than with the nitrous off.
Mine only really like does huge backfires.
Yours, yeah.
So this video isn't going to be up till tomorrow.
It doesn't, I don't have a kill switch.
No, I don't either. I just pull the igniter thing.
That's what I do. I just rev it with a choke on.
Just put your foot over the exhaust, dude.
The exhaust is broken.
Oh,
Hold on, I got it. Hand over the car.
there you go.
Oh, it's more fuel now.
I wanted to get...
Wait.
What?
I need to get in here real quick.
Hold on.
No, I need to get in here real quick.
Tommy's trying to get more White Claws.
No, I'm trying to put them in.
Get in the shot.
All right, Taylor.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I wasn't filming when it happened, but I wanted to show you the system and get your reaction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What did you think when you first heard it?
I was just like, wait, what? And then I thought you had been running it during like earlier. And I was like, that makes so much sense. And it was way funnier when I thought you were, because you were like, I don't know why you can't keep up. Like, what's going on? And I was like, this dude knew the whole time he had nitrous. But he did.
No, I wasn't, because it runs out really, really fast. Because I think I have it set up, so I'm like in nitrous the whole time.
Yeah.
But no, dude, the look on Ginger's face when I rolled up on grid next to him, that was the whole reason why I did it. Ginger was just like, I went, psh, psh, and Ginger goes, what?
He's like, are you kidding?
Come look. So, kind of got a little hidden back here.
That's pretty dope. You just put the carpet over it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't even put the carpet over it. You can't see with the lures.
Oh.
Now check this out. This is the cool part, ready? So, it's throttle activated. So when it's full throttle, it'll activate between like a certain RPM. This is my arming switch right here. And then this is my purge.
The traction control off. That's
sick,
great.
right? And
Is
it's
it purge right in there?
yeah, the passenger's feet.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Got me.
Did you run it the whole comp?
So I was kind of like, I was worried about running out because I don't have a bottle warmer, so the pressure's already really low, so it's probably not doing anything right now. So I would only use it if I was against a car that I knew was fast or I knew was a really good driver to try to gap them in the beginning, or to be able to be on throttle in places where I normally couldn't because the car was too gapped up. I don't know. I think I did because I feel like I did it and you didn't look at me and I was like, oh, I guess he doesn't hear it.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah. But honestly, my car's still a little grip. And
Yeah. No, I thought I was gonna get rolled, and then I was like, I dove in with you, and I forgot I dropped my tire pressure, and I was like, wheel to wheel with you.
Yeah, no, I saw. All right, so
Adam cheated.
No. I'm just predicting the people who are like, oh, you put nitrous on your car, that's not fair. They're like, what, LS cars that make well over 400 horsepower probably running with us.
This track is like the great equalizer.
Yeah.
Like, neither of us can put enough grip in our car to really even need nitrous anymore.
It was kind of just a joke.
Yeah, but it's still funny. When I heard you purge it, I was like, it was just funny because I thought you had been running it in practice, and it made so much sense to me. Now it doesn't even make sense to me.
Yeah.
The car's just fast.
Yeah.
Screw your car.
I don't really know how this nitrous shot things work, but usually the shot number is the amount of horsepower that you increase, which I guess lines up with this. It's technically like an 80 shot, and the car went from technically like 280 wheel to 350. So 70, 80, whatever. But the idea behind this, it was cool, fun little project. And on top of that, now if I ever run any faster tracks with faster cars and I want to have something that I don't care about crashing, I've got a Z that, according to Martin, should be insanely reliable even with nitrous. I don't know, and it's cool. Like, I don't know, having nitrous on a car, especially like a Missile 350Z, I always thought it was sick that Matt had it, and I was always a little jealous. And I never realized how easy or inexpensive it was to do. Obviously the controllers and stuff added to the cost, Alberto, but what would you say the whole system in this car is about $1,200?
Something like that. It would have been cheaper to buy like I think they have kits, but the problem is we're trying to run it very safe and a specific criteria for drifting, not just drag racing. Because drag racing, you pretty much, if you know how to switch, like shift or whatever, you just like put a wide open throttle switch or whatever and you're good to go. But for drifting, you need to be a little bit more precautious because you're going up and down RPMs a lot of times on different like throttle pedal levels and everything. So if you're feathering the gas and you hit nitrous accidentally, you will blow the intake manifold off, so we don't want that. So far it was a success. You did not blow the engine, so I'm guessing this nitrous worked perfectly.
I do want to do, Matt has a really cool gauge. It's actually the same gauge that I run in all my cars, the Innovate gauge, except it's a wideband nitrous controller gauge thing that has a bunch of fail-safes built in, which I think would be a really, really cool thing to do. But we just were on a kind of a time crunch, so we didn't end up doing that. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, I guess people always refer to nitrous being like the cheapest way to add power, and I never realized how simple it was in the fact that we literally gained an extra 80 wheel in this car for about $1,000. That's very, very, very cheap power for something like this. Because I mean, doing a turbo kit would not be cheap, would complicate things a lot, and I mean, the bottles seem to be lasting pretty long too.
You still have AC.
Of course I still have AC.
Most of the time you have to get rid of the AC on these cars.
Yikes. Gotta have AC. But anyway, I don't know. Hopefully, this was supposed to be a super cool video. Hopefully it's still a super cool video. You guys are like, whoa, I didn't know Adam had nitrous. But I'm super shot. I slept in a truck last night at the 3-day event. I'm tired. I'm gonna go get some sleep and edit like 5 million videos for you guys. So thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye guys.
You just made me look like such a little girl.